He repeatedly tried to order me off the bridge. I stayed right where I was. I gave him orders only when it seemed necessary for the safety of the ship and the situation. I thought the chief hazard was any further acts of frenzy on his part.
Did Merrick cite any authority at all when he relieved you?
Well, he mumbled something about Article 184. Later, he said his authority was Articles 184, 185, 186 of the Naval Regulations.
Commander, in substance, what do these articles provide?
Well, as I understand it, they make it possible for an executive officer to take over in an emergency, a highly unusual emergency where the captain is... Well, frankly, where the captain has gone absolutely and hopelessly loony.
Have you ever been mentally ill, sir?
No, sir.
What was the attitude of Lieutenant Junior Grade Keith, the officer of the deck?
He was in a state of panic as bad as Merrick's.
Now, is there anything else, Commander Queeg, that you would care to state in connection with the events of 18 December aboard the CAINE?
Well, I have thought a lot about it, of course. It's the gravest occurrence in my career. It's the only questionable one I'm aware of. It was an unfortunate freak accident. If the OOD had been anyone but this immature Keith, I don't think it would have happened. A competent officer of the deck would have repudiated Merrick's orders and obeyed me. Just bad luck that those two men, Merrick and Keith, were combined against me at a crucial time. Bad luck for me, and I'm afraid worse luck for them.
The court would like to question the witness. Have you ever had an unsatisfactory fitness report, Commander Queeg?
Negative, sir. I have one letter of commendation in my jacket.
Now, Commander, can you account for Lieutenant Merrick's opinion that you were mentally ill?
Well, sir, I'm afraid I'll have to say that I assumed command of an extremely disorganized and dirty ship. Now, that's no reflection on the officer I relieved. The CAINE had had a year and a half of the most arduous combat duty, and it was understandable. Still, the safety of that ship and her crew demanded its being brought back up to snuff. I took many stern measures. Lieutenant Merrick, I may say, from the first, didn't see eye to eye with me at all on this idea of making the CAINE a taut ship again. And maybe he thought I was crazy to keep on trying.
No further questions. Commander Queeg, I should like to ask you whether you have ever heard the expression Old Yellowstone.
Old Yellowstone?
Old Yellowstone, sir.
No, I've not.
You aren't aware, then, that the officers of the CAINE habitually referred to you as Old Yellowstone? Objection.
The court would like to caution the defense counsel. This is a most unusual and delicate case. The honor and career of an officer with an unblemished military record of over 14 years standing is involved. Defense counsel will bear full responsibility for his conduct of this case. Court stenographer will repeat the question.
You aren't aware, then, that all the officers of the CAINE habitually referred to you as Old Yellowstone?
I'm not aware of it.
No further questions at this time.
Is that the extent of your cross-examination, Lieutenant Green?
Commander Queeg will be called as a witness for the defense, sir.
For the defense?
Yes, sir.
Commander Queeg, you'll refrain from conversing with any person whatsoever concerning your testimony here today.
All right, sir.
You're excused, and thank you.
Thank you, Captain.
Call Lieutenant Thomas Kiefer.
I'm sure glad that Tom Kiefer's going to testify.
You are?
Well, he knows everything the captain did. Everything. He knows psychiatry. Tom Kiefer can tell the thing straight.
If I had my way, Lieutenant Thomas Kiefer would never appear in this court.
What?
He's not going to do you any good on the witness stand, Merrick. You mark my words. One man I'd really enjoy prosecuting is Mr. Thomas Kiefer, the eminent novelist.
Greenwald, you'll lay off Tom Kiefer. Don't you try to pin anything on him. It was my responsibility.
Well, here we go. It's better that you did whatever you did out of your own noble judgment than that you took the advice of a sensitive novelist.
What is your occupation in civilian life?
I'm a writer.
Have you done any writing in your spare time while in service?
Yes, I've completed half a war novel.
What is the title?
Multitudes, multitude.
What was that?
Multitudes, multitude.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Kiefer, on December 18 of 1944, were you serving in your present capacity aboard the CAINE?
Yes, sir.
Was the captain relieved of his command?